Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special post-season Big Brother 19 interview show with Raven. Going to have so much fun, everybody. Of course, let me just let you know quickly, if you guys want to see any of our shows back, they are over at yourrealityrecaps.com/bb19. You can get the schedule over there for the house guests that are coming on. Basically, for the next, 10 days, we have a house guest every single night. I'll tell you, tomorrow is Christmas, Friday is Elena, Saturday is Jason, but I'm sure since you're here for Raven, you probably want to know Matt is Sunday. And you can watch all the past shows, read all of our blogs, spoiler sheets, everything from the season is over there. If you guys are watching this back, consider becoming a fan on YouNow at yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. You can watch the shows live and participate in the chat and get questions and all that fun stuff. Also get alerted when we go live. And lastly, if you want to help support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only group, prize giveaways just for patrons, shows just for patrons, and the after shows like what we're doing with Raven when this show is over. Or you can always do one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Those are great ways to help support our shows. And speaking of you now, by the way, everyone, speaking of you now, I will tell you right now, the number one fan, I know you all wait for it, but the number one fan on this show of Ravens is going to win an autographed first aid kit from Raven. That is what the number one fan on this show is going to win. So currently, David Thielen, you're the number one fan. But enough about all that. Let's get to the lady that you will want to hear from. It's Raven!
Hello!
Hi, Raven. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
Raven, I am doing amazing. And it is just great to see you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here and excited. So,
well, Raven, look, I don't know if you should be very excited and honored to be here because, look, Raven, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
What everybody has been talking about all summer long.
Yes.
I need to just confront you with it right now, Raven.
Let's do it. Bring it on.
Raven, who do you think you are dating my man? He is my man, and I have a crush on him all summer long, and I don't appreciate you being like, oh, Matt and I are dating. Oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. We love each other.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
Mine.
No. Have you seen what he looks at me?
Oh, I've seen it all.
Yeah, he looks at me like I'm cake. Okay?
If we were allowed to play song music here, I would start breaking out into The Boy Is Mine.
Oh my God, I was thinking the same thing. I'm Brandy, and
okay. Who was the other person in that song that wasn't Brandy?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. I'm sure the chat room knows. That was so 1990.
Yeah, I love that song so much.
Oh, Monica, thank you, sweet
Yes.
Shelly from the chat room. Okay, but no, seriously, I do want to give you the floor, Raven. I want to set everybody's expectation for this show right now, everyone. Comedic recaps. This is a funny show. Leave your questions in the chat room right now, or you can tweet us them with hashtag YRRLive. Of course, go ahead and share the show, square, megaphone, up arrow, and become a fan now in YouNow so that you're alerted when we go live and you can ask your questions. But again, everybody, we're gonna tackle this topic right now, and then we're moving on.
That's right.
So, Raven, I just want to give you the floor for whatever you want to say. I mean, obviously, now postseason, you've heard of hashtag Raven Exposed Party and all of the...
I'm late to my own party.
You are late to your own party, Raven. You are late to your own party. Welcome to it.
Thank you.
And I just kind of want to give you the floor to say, whatever you want to say about it.
Okay. For sure. So when I got out of the house, of course, I was bombarded with news, Raven exposed party and all this nonsense. I'm like, what is going on? I've been locked up in the house for 3 months. I have no idea, but apparently I've been exposed or something. And so I got on Twitter and I started reading all these things and like the list of myself. And I'm like, okay, this went way out of hand. I will say I'm sorry for talking about my disease so much because I did realize, like, okay, maybe I did talk about it a lot. But for me, I was just really excited to be on a show and get national attention for this horrible disease. And so I wasn't trying to get, like, attention out of it, and I wasn't trying to make my face gastroparesis. I was trying to get gastroparesis a face. And so that part was like, okay, I really am sick, and I really do have this other disease that has not been named yet. And I do have a lot of elements wrong with me. Okay, I'm a blonde sometimes. Let's get that out there. I'm funny. I'm goofy. You can ask Matthew this. Like, sometimes I don't have enough sense to get out of the rain. And so when I said introverted spine, I mean, I have indentions in my spine. And so people just took that and like ran with it and took other things and ran with it, like the rough kneecap syndrome. Okay, it's not a syndrome. It's a rough kneecap, people. So, I mean, it is a thing. Like, Google it. It has some big long name that personally I can't pronounce it. I don't know.
Right.
But I get steroid shots in my knee. And the reason I haven't had the surgery on my knee is, well, I'm a dancer. Right. I don't want knee surgery because my knee might not be the same again. So It's like all these different things. I'm like, dear Lord. But I mean, people who want to say they're not real, that's on them. But for me, I know I have all these different elements wrong with me. And so, yeah, I mean, people just like to talk about it, but it's true. And so that's why I prefer to spread love and not hate and like bash people about it because that's their opinion. So my attitude, I'm just going to stay positive like I always am. And people are like, why are you so happy all the time with like you have all this stuff wrong with you? Because guys, if like I could be depressed about it, but that won't help me any. And so I just like to remain positive and keep a good outlook on life. That's why I have a bucket list.
See, I honestly did not ever think of it as you using her. I didn't see you, in other words, I really believe that you were trying to get out about gastroparesis and spread the word. So I don't necessarily think that, I don't understand why people would have a problem with that. I don't think that you would have Thor and your pacemaker and all those things if that wasn't true. And I think spreading the word about any sort of a disease or anything to bring more awareness to it is a good thing. I also think people also don't necessarily sometimes realize that it's a show about manipulating people and convincing people to give you money and to lie the best so that people can give you money. It's kind of the point of the show.
Kind of the point of the show.
Kind of the point of the show. Dare I say Matt Hoffman and my wife has no leg. What was his thing? I forgot what Matt's was. What was it?
It was, I don't even know at this point, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was like, I don't have a leg. So let me start taking some questions from the chat room. For those of you that don't know, this isn't one-on-one time with Raven and I. I'm here to try and put in as many of your fan questions for Raven as I can. So let me jump over to you get this a lot from your younger fans, and a lot of them hi tweens.
Hello.
I'm sorry, tweens. I'm keeping told you're not representing the tweens enough. So on behalf of a lot of
let's fix it.
Oh, well, they would like to know what your favorite comp was to play in, Raven.
Oh my gosh, there were so many good competitions this year. But for me personally, I loved Candy Crush. Like that HOH was so much fun. Like they're throwing candies off the ceiling, like off the, around the yard. And it's like a candy wonderland. Like who can ask for more? And it amazed me how they could just transform the backyard like that into a candy wonderland. And I was like a little squirrel. I was like gathering tickets, like here's three.
Right.
getting the head with candy and like, okay, that hurt. Like you guys are having some fun up there. So it was an awesome competition. I loved it.
I kind of liked it too because Cody was so angry during it.
He was so angry. Every time Paul go, 3 tickets, please. I thought if looks could have killed, I mean, Lord.
I think I had that screen grab too of him just being like, oh, he was so angry about it.
He was so mad.
All right, so now speaking of Paul, another big, a big talking point about you this season was from Jury House when you, I forget what your exact comment was, but you were saying that like you and Paul were very close. You were the puppet master with Paul. How do you still feel that way now? Like now that you've been out of the house, I don't know. Have you watched any of the show back? Have you watched any of the feeds? Like, what do you say to like about that comment now, post season?
Well, watching the show back, I mean, obviously Paul was working with everyone. He was playing a great game, and I love Paul to death. Like, I love that little man. He's just adorable.
Right.
But yeah, watching the show back, I felt like Paul was having me help, like, was making me pull strings, but I didn't know he was pulling my own string type of thing. So like the whole Kevin thing and me pretending to want him out when I really wanted Jason out, and Jason was shocked that I didn't want to keep him, and like all that was a crazy week. And then once I helped vote out Jason, it was like, okay, now it's, time to pull Raven's string, and I just didn't know that. So, but I can say it's good gameplay, and he used people to help make moves, which is smart. So he was a puppet master who had his own little master below him pulling strings. So it was like Paul, everyone else, and then everyone else, whoever he wanted.
Right. I mean, I have to say, like, people, I didn't understand why people got that offended. Like, yes, I understand why people were like, oh my God, I can't believe Raven is saying that, because when we're watching the show, obviously you saw it back on finale night, the whole season was edited about how Paul controlled that whole house. Of course, to the audience, we're all like losing our mind that, you would say that. But I'm like, but of course that's what Raven believes, because she doesn't know what all of us knows. And you believed in your relationship with Paul, and that you two were the ones controlling it all. And I appreciated in Jury that you kept it about game. I would have been a bitter juror, Raven. I would have been like, bye, Paul. I would have been bitter Betty, party of two, where's my
bitter
balloons?
Betty, bitter, always say bitter Betsy's. For me, I couldn't be bitter. I mean, if Paul really did help get me out at that point, which I didn't know for sure, I'm like, kudos to Paul. I mean, if he's having other people help do his dirty work and then not getting found out that he did that to you till you get here in Jury, like, bravo. Because that's what the Big Brother is about. I mean, they say, maybe Paul got personal. Well, Paul does really mean those things, like when he says, oh yeah, I want to visit you in Arkansas and we can have fun. Well, that's different. That's personal relationship outside this game. But for the game, maybe you're not best for his game. So just because he eliminated you doesn't mean he actually doesn't want to be friends with you outside the house. And so a lot of people will like, well, he lied, he backstabbed me. I'm like, well, that's Big Brother.
Right.
And I mean, come on now. He went through 2 seasons of this game, which is unbelievable to me. And then he made it to the end both times. I mean, he's got to be good at this game, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Brittany Haynes, one of my favorite players, who said, and this kind of always stuck with me, it's who would you want to say that you lost to? Like, you're in the jury.
Yes.
Do you want to say that you lost to the person who has been known to be making all these moves all season and doing all, or do you want to be like, oh, I lost to the person that didn't really do anything? And that always kind of stuck with me to try and make me be less of the bitter juror member that I would have been.
Exactly. That's what I kept thinking, like, okay, it's easy to be bitter and upset and mad that he evicted me, blah, blah, blah. Or I can be like, okay, well, he evicted me, good job, and think about all he did in that house to get where he's at. Like,
right.
I can't be mad about it, because if I was going to be at the final 2, hey, I would have done it too if I would have known hindsight's 2020. But, good job, Paul.
Exactly. Okay, so Christine B wants to know, I'm not sure if I think Paul might have confirmed it or you confirmed it somewhere in an interview, but people are talking about it. I want to also give you the floor to say what you want to say about it. Like, you met Paul or something one time, like you were at one of his concerts or something. What's that story?
Okay, so yes, I did meet Paul before the show even aired. I didn't even know Paul was going to be on the show. It was a shock to everyone that was on the cast. But
Right.
yeah, I met Paul back in February. He came to Little Rock with his band Strange Faces.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of the show. So I'm like, okay, Paul's going to be here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Like, this girl's got to go attend this. And so I did. And I got to talk to him for a little bit outside. And I kind of tell him about me and what, I've been through. And we just had a really good conversation about life. And then that was kind of like it. We kind of connected from there. And then Instagram, and that was, it wasn't like, oh,
yeah,
this is details about the show or anything like that. Like, no,
yeah,
nothing like that.
I don't think that it's unreasonable to think that when you bring a returning player back, that there's a chance that fans of the show would maybe have met them before at a meet and greet or like you said, or a concert or something like that. Right. Sherry Blackberry wants to know, and I do this as well. She says, your impromptu dances around the BB house were amazing. Is that something that you do around your own house every day? And I have to say, Raven, I do. I will sing a washing of a dish, a vacuuming, a dusting. I'm like that Enchanted movie when I'm cleaning. So,
yes.
Sherry Blackberry wants to know, is that something that you do in your real life as well?
I do improv dancing. Like, I am dancing all the time. Like, I'll dance with my refrigerator. I'll pick up my dog and we're like cha-chaing through the kitchen. Like, I love dancing. It keeps me sane. It keeps me going and it makes me happy. So yeah, I'll like dance around my friends and like we'll be in public. I'm like, watch this. I'm going to dance down the aisle while I get my groceries and like Britney Spears is playing and I'm dancing and my friends are like,
right.
Okay. Oh gosh. So yeah, that's something I do all the time. I love it. I try to teach my girls that too. Like, hey, try improv dancing. It helps you out. Right. It's
fun. Rhonda G wants to know, would you ever play Big Brother again?
Oh my gosh. Oh, honestly, yeah, I would do it again.
You would do it again?
I would do it again. I love the show. I loved everything about Big Brother. That's why I went on Big Brother. So I would definitely go in with a complete different game style, like complete, like mask off, vote me out. I'm going to play this game.
So you would, like, let's say more specifically, I know a criticism that I had of a lot of you this season was, I'm like, everybody's just believing Paul and no one is, cross-referencing or checking notes with each other.
No, we didn't know.
Is that something that you would do? Like, talk to everyone?
Yeah, I mean, even though like I would talk to everyone, I never asked them like, okay, who are you working with? Which a lot of people, I guess, didn't this season, and that's why Paul got away with a lot that he did. And so for me, if I was able to play this game again, I would just go in, like, mask off, like, okay, who are you working with? And then cross-reference, and then like, okay, that's not what you said 10 minutes ago. So I would definitely play a complete different game of just the mindset of, okay, this is Big Brother. I played this game before and playing soft and trying not to get blood on your hands. Nope.
Right. Okay, now, speaking of masks, normally I say I have a hard question and it's a curveball, but I have a good question for you. Right. It is from Trish46. She wants to know, Raven, who hid the cat ears? Who really hid the cat ears, Raven?
Who really hid the cat ears? Okay. I did not hide the cat ears. Jessica did hide the cat ears. That is 100%. She did tell me this, which is kind of funny. The first week, even Alex and I talked about, like, we just didn't get along. We rubbed each other the wrong way. And so I was like, yeah. And then that second week happened, and then Alex confronted me. I'm like, okay, yeah, I might have said some stuff in the DR about you, and I might have poured out your Coke, but I didn't hide your cat ears, girl. But, I just came out with it like, okay, yeah, like, okay. We didn't like each other. And Alex was like, yeah, I really didn't like you either. And so it was just kind of a funny moment. And then we connected. And then she's like, did you have my cat ears? I'm like, that's something I didn't do. So that was Jessica. But
okay.
Yeah, not me.
I totally missed the whole cat. I don't know how I missed the cat ears debacle.
Oh,
I mean,
I heard
the retells of the cat ears. Then I was like, oh, I'm good. I don't need to flash back for cat ears.
No.
I was like, I'm good on cat ears.
The fight this year was like insane over the fights, like pillows,
Oh, those were
Condiments.
so good. I can't, like I said, I try and, well, I don't actually get to pick the questions. They're actually randomly selected for me. Surprise, the chat room thinks I'm there. I'm not. But hopefully all of you guys come back again another time, because there's so much more that I would like to actually know and get into. And one of those is, yes, I would love to talk about pillow fights and some of those crazy things that you guys all went through. But let me take this question from Ryan River wants to know, have you told the rest of the cast that you're a ghost hunter yet? And what was their reaction?
I told Matthew about the ghost hunting team when we were in Jury House, and he was like, well, that's pretty cool. I don't think I told anyone else, because, I mean, after the rat party. I
want it to happen. It needs to be a YouTube show.
Oh my gosh, okay.
We need to do it.
I'll talk to my crew. Don't wig out. Figure it out.
I live in a town that has the #1 haunted psych center that's been shut down for forever, and it's very famous. Raven, let's shoot an episode. Let's shoot an episode.
Well, I am down. I'll bring my equipment. We'll meet you.
All
and
right. I want to do it. I want
let's
ghosts.
hunt some ghosts, baby.
I also will probably pee my pants and run out crying in literally a breeze could blow and I'll cry. So it's probably not going to be good for me, but I'll support it, is what I'm saying, Raven.
Okay. Moral support is what's best.
Tiger Rants wants to know, are you excited for Jody making the Amazing Race? Will you be watching or supporting them? Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you answer.
No, you're good. I'm, like I said, outside this house, for me, is separate, personal. This is outside this game. So I do wish Jody luck on the Amazing Race. I'm sure they're going to do amazing. Cody's a beast. So, I mean, I'm sure they're going to kill it. And I can't wait to see how they do and how far they go. Because, like I said, they're both really good competitors. And so I'm sure they'll do well.
I really like Jessica a lot. And this is always my pitfall with Big Brother players. I really do like Jessica. It's just Cody that I can't stand, which, so part of me would hope, and I will say, only because I feel Cody has not been apologetic for things post-season or even cared to discuss them. So, it's hard for me to get past that. But whatever. I hope they do well and win too, because maybe if they win $1 million, then we don't have to see them anymore. Or him anymore. I would love to see more of Jessica. Christina C. wants to know, is there anything that you regret from your game this summer?
I mean, before I said, I think at Jury Roundtable, I said something about, I threw a lot of competitions. And I think a lot of people did this year. When, just with, the running one, the decrypt. And so I think going back, that's something that I wouldn't do if I went back as, don't throw a competition, and honestly, just play a harder game. Don't trust somebody so much that you believe everything they say and think that you're good and that you're really with them. Make sure you compare notes. It's all stuff you learn. Hindsight's 2020. Coming outside that house, but when you're inside that house and you start working with someone like week 2, you're like, okay, I believe them, and you have that one person or 2 people in the house. And so, but going back, I would think I would compare notes.
Compare notes. Okay. I have a question from one of your castmates, Kevin. Kevin would like to know if he can have his friendship bracelet back. He was on the show yesterday, and he said that Paul gave you the friendship bracelet on the way out to kind of, solidify things with you a little bit. And now Kevin says he's sad and he wants it back.
Oh, poor Kevin. I will give it back. Paul was supposed to put it in my bag, and that it wasn't in my bag because I take that kind of stuff out. But I'm supposed to be getting the box soon.
Maybe you'll get it then. And I did tell Kevin that, which I think this is great. Paul is actually selling. He did made a copy of the friendship bracelets.
Right.
I don't know if they're for sale right this second, but I know they will be soon. And 100%, he's taking nothing for himself. 100% of the profits are going to hurricane relief, and I believe Red Red Cross, although everybody seems to be anti-Red Cross now, so he's like, you guys tell me where to put the money, and I'll put all the money wherever you want me to. Point is, I think that's really cool of Paul to be doing that. So he'll be on next week, and we can get more info on that from him.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God, there's like so many questions coming at you so quickly. What was your strategy? Bat S did 285 wants to know. What was your strategy going in to the Big Brother house, and do you feel like you stuck with that strategy throughout the season?
I mean, my strategy going into the house was to kind of get mental notes on everyone and see, like, okay, that's more of an aggressive player, that's more of a floater, and kind of see where everyone was at and kind of keep myself in the middle. Like, don't make myself a target, because then you go home. Like, if you make you have a fight with somebody, or like you don't want to go on the block with somebody, or like, I didn't want to be a target. And so my goal was like, okay, well, if I kind of lay low and let other people want HOH be on their good side, and I don't get nominated, I still can get and be a vote to get people out. And so that was kind of my goal. And then, like, towards the end, I wanted to kind of play harder.
Right.
And towards the end, I tried, and, well, I got evicted.
Yeah. Maybe if you would have spent less time with my boyfriend, Raven.
Whoa.
Raven, I'm going to need you to put in a good word. I'm going to need you to put in a good word for me.
I mean, I'll see what I can do, but I mean, I'm his little gypsy, so there's no replacing me.
Okay. Do you think, like, maybe? Oh my God, you would. What if you gave me some of? We did see you had the hair extensions. So what if maybe you gave me some of your hair extensions?
Oh.
I will shave.
Okay.
And we can trick him.
I think that's a good idea, actually.
Sister wives.
Yes. I'll send these before you interview him, and he's just going to fall in love with you.
Okay, got it. Oh, this is perfect. This is working out swimmingly. It's working out perfectly. This is better than I imagined. Raven, what was Lost in Concruise wants to know, what was one comp that you didn't compete in that you would have wanted to compete in, either on your season, or is there some Big Brother comp from another season that you were like, ooh, I wish I would have got to play in that?
Definitely OTEV. Oh my gosh. When I walked in the backyard and I saw it was OTEV and I wasn't playing, I was like, oh, dang it. Oh, I love OTEV. It's like one of my favorite competitions that I look forward to watching every year when it comes on. And so when I saw it was OTEV, I had a little mini freak out, like BB fan moment. And so I was like, dang it. I've always wanted to compete in OTEV, but it's really cool that I got to watch it in person. But that's the one competition I really wanted to compete in.
I feel like everybody always wants to compete. In OTEV.
Yes.
It's always a pivotal point in the game too. So I mean, I guess if you're not competing in OTEV, that might be a problem with Big Brother history, as Big Brother history goes. Let's talk about, because we were just mentioning Cody and Jessica. Let's talk about another point of this season, because I want you to get to say what you want to say about this. I'm trying to put out fires, Rafe.
Yes.
A lot of people felt that Paul was like rallying all of you to bully Jessica and Cody, and what was your thing? Weren't you like bark or dog? They said something like dogs. There was one that did make me laugh when you were like something about the dog or barking. I forget. I have a horrible memory too, Raven. That's the thing that you have to know. I barely remember a season at this point. No. What do you want to say about that? Do you feel that Paul was like rallying you all up to be bullies in that situation? Do you feel that you were bullying them in that situation? What is your thoughts on that whole topic?
I mean, that was a crazy day. Throughout that whole week, things were said back and forth. Like, Cody had said that, we're all Paul's little dogs, and that blah, blah, blah. And, everything just kept escalating. And then, someone said he's lying, this is that. And then, I had sit down, I was talking to Jason, and then Jessica called me out, you're sketchy and you're doing all this. And so there's just constant stuff happening that week. And I think that because Paul was like, well, let's confront them, everyone was like, yeah, let's do it. They're getting away with so much. And do I think it went too far? Yes. I mean, I don't want to ever be a part of bullying. I've been bullying myself. It's not fun. But, in that moment, you're in that house, things get heated. I mean, and you deal with something like for so long, you're like, okay, this isn't too much. And then you lose your cool. I think everyone in that house lost their cool at one moment, and they were like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have got that mad. But you're in like a high intense situation, and then you find out all these lies, and you just kind of blow up. And I hadn't blown up since, it was like day 41, I think. And I hadn't even gotten into one fight. And I just kind of like let all my anger out on that one fight.
Okay, so look, because, well, first of all, I don't feel you can bully anyone in the game of Big Brother. I feel you all signed up to play a game. You're playing a game for money. I just don't feel that bullying exists in that environment. Now, when I was watching it, I did feel like it was uncomfortable and I felt like it was mean. However, you, like me, Raven, talk fast. So I would like to reiterate what Raven said in case anybody missed it. She did just say that she felt bad about it.
Yes,
so,
I did.
I mean, I'm sure that makes a lot of people feel good that, you have seen that back and, are not happy about the way things went down for yourself in that moment.
Right.
And I agree. It's a game. And I don't think any of us know how we would react in those situations, to be honest.
No, you're like, okay, all these things, you said personal things about me, and now this is game, and now you're yelling at me. Okay, well, let me just yell back. And so, Tim, like I said, it's Big Brother, y'all. Get in that house, and I swear you will understand.
Tiki Torture wants to know, what was your favorite Zing from the Zing bot for the whole cast? It could be anybody's.
Oh my gosh, my favorite Zing was Christmas's. That was hysterical. I'm sorry, we all lost it. The song, the countdown of the broken bones and everything. I was just like, this is a savage Zing. And even Christmas started dying laughing.
I have to say, I think that's probably the all-time greatest Zing in all of Big Brother, because we really don't see Big Brother be mean often.
No.
And I think that was a level of mean funny.
Oh,
but
it was
still
such
quite
a
mean.
whole new level.
I was like, what are you doing, Big Brother? He's like, haha, you're going to be disabled for the rest of your life. Zing.
Zing, like you got 10 broken bones and
I was like, what is
metal
happening?
screws and
what is happening, Big Brother?
We were just in shock. Everyone just mouths dropped like,
I
that happened?
Floored. Jenny837 wants to know, how were you a fan of Big Brother before you got on it? How many if you were, how many seasons of it did you watch?
Oh yeah, I was a super fan before I came on the show. I love the show. I mean, I watched Eddie season 1. So, I mean, I've seen so many different game style play, and I was like, okay, I love Big Brother. I've started watching it with my mom, and it was on my bucket list. I'm like, hey, I really want to be on Big Brother one day. The odds of that happening are very slim, but I did it, and I'm so glad I did it. It was, so I've been a super fan for a while.
I think everybody needs to realize that, and I think a lot of people feel like they have no chance. And I've never really heard, there's only a very few people that I've ever heard say, I went out for Big Brother, I knew I was getting it, and I got it. Everyone's always like, I thought I would never be able to do it, and it happened. So I hope more people go out and don't get discouraged and do try out for it. So, okay, so since you've been a fan for a long time, who's your all-time favorite player? You get that a ton.
Oh my gosh, yes. I get that so much. For me, I love Derek on his season. I feel like he played a really great game. He pulled a lot of strings. He was very wise with his gameplay, I would say. So he was one of my favorites. And then, God, I love Frankie. I just love Frankie Grande.
Oh, you're not going to win people back with that answer, Rafe.
I know, right? But that's true.
Look, and again, I know everyone, I'm sorry. I do like Frankie. I mean, he is super enjoyable outside of the game. He is a really nice, generous person. And I don't understand why he got such a bad rap for something he couldn't control. It's not like... Yeah. It's, you know what I mean? It's like they all just hated him for something he couldn't control, being Ariana Grande's brother.
Yeah, he couldn't control it, but he was just so funny. I loved watching him.
He was. And I would use it too. Like I always say, if I played that game and Madonna was my brother, I would like Vogue through that house. I would be like, come on, Vogue, Madonna fans are getting you out of the house, so you all should be my friend. I don't know.
I would do it too.
Powerwolf wants to know, would you ever do Survivor if you were asked?
Survivor? Oh, goodness. That would be very hard for me because like the food's limited and everything. So I don't know. That's something I would definitely have to think about. I don't think I'd be able to do that one.
I used to think that I could do it, and then I would do something like walk my dog in the backyard when it was raining, and I would throw a temper tantrum. So I don't think necessarily that I would do good on Survivor.
No, I mean, I don't think I would do well in Survivor either. I'm not like, when I lay on the sand for like 10 minutes, I'm kind of like, ew, there's stands in places that where sand shouldn't be, and I'm kind of over it. So being on an island no showers. I love showering. I love bathing.
Oh, you know who else does? My boyfriend, Matt.
No, stop! I was saying no.
And he likes cleaning, and I love that he loves cleaning, and I love that he loves showers, because I love showers too.
Trying to push me out the picture. I see.
My joke crush is, I think, starting to turn into a real one. I literally took my ring off for this show. Took my wedding ring off for this show.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know. I did no. Okay. Do you ever read, Lola Baby wants to know, do you ever read your fan mail, or like social media and stuff from your fans?
I do. I've got home on Friday and I'm starting to respond, and I went to my fan box actually today, and so I'm very excited. And my fans I always say my fans are the best because they're so sweet. They're very loving. I've gotten some really heartwarming letters, telling me about their story and just love and support. It's unreal. Like I'm like, whoa! Like someone sent me actually like a little raven ornament. For my Christmas tree, was really cool. So I'm excited to start responding back to them and sending some love in return. Got you.
Okay, Lana K says, you said that you might not be going back to teaching dance. Is that still something that you want to do?
I love teaching dance, and so I think it's in the house. When you get in the house, you start thinking about things like, do I want to continue to do that, or do I want to move, or blah, 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 blah. For now, I'm going to teach dance because I've missed my kids, dude. I just can't wait to see them and start teaching them. And some of them already have learned their solos over the summer with one of my other teachers. So for now, I'll probably, for now, because I just really missed them.
J Pills Shackback wants to know, are you going to make more dance videos, because he can't get enough of them?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm so excited to make some more dance videos. I'm also going to make a YouTube account very soon. I'm very excited about it, and do some like dance instruction videos and like some tips on what you can do to help like you stretch and be flexible and all those different types of things. So I'm very excited for that. I love that. Mary Oten wants to know, did you get your Raven tattoo yet? No, I have not. When I was in LA, Matthew and I were going around and just doing our own little thing. We stopped by the tattoo shop and didn't have anything available. But I will be getting my Raven tattoo in your boyfriend's city. Oh. Now, Raven, is that going to be your first tattoo? Yes, that would be my very first tattoo, and it's going to go on the back of my neck. Raven, as somebody who has the Blue's Clues paw print on his butt, here's my advice to you. Okay. Get like the temporary like henna ink version of it that will stay on you for like a month or so. That will eventually come off. Like, let it be your 1 month test run is what I'm saying. If you were someone who has never got a tattoo before, I am a huge advocate of get like the henna dye version for a month and see how you feel about it. Because, again. Not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I might do it. No idea how many times I walk through a room and people go, a clue, a clue. I'm like, oh, I'm not 18 anymore, and that's not cool. That's great, though. Back to you, Raven. People don't care about chat room's like, shut up, Eric. We don't care about your story. I care. How do you okay, so now looking back at the game, if
is there anything that you would do differently? Like, let's say you were able to kind of know that Paul was kind of playing the game and playing everyone. Mm-hmm. Would you have tried to, like, convince Paul, like, hey, I know what you're doing, be real with us and work with us? Or would you try and rally the other people to get him out?
I mean, that's hard to say because you saw where, like, Mark tried to convince Jason to get Paul out, and then, Jason kind of confronted about, like, you're talking about one of my alliance members, blah, blah, blah. So I think that if going back in time, and if I would have known Paul had, was bullying everyone, and after that 3 weeks of safety was up, we would have got rid of him, as collectively, as a group. Because I feel like if everyone in that house would start comparing notes, like you said, we would have realized that he's working with everyone and he could have got on the block at any time. But there's always another target, and, Paul was working everyone and making himself just, invisible. Like he had the cloak like Harry Potter, like poof, when he needed it. So yeah, hindsight's 2020. Definitely would have got him out sooner.
Is there anything that Josh could have said, either in his jury answers or in his final speech, that would have convinced you to vote for him?
I mean, there's always a possibility, yes. But like, for me...
Okay, go ahead.
Like, if he would have explained his own game moves and, like, really what he did, like, besides his goodbye messages, that was a good strategy. I do give him that.
Right.
But I just felt like everything Paul said to do, he did. And which is pretty much, what everyone else did.
Right,
and so that's why I was, I mean, I'm not saying that I did because I did it too. Hey, throw this competition, do this, do this. Yeah, right. I'm down, So Josh was kind of the same way. And for me, I'm like, Josh, I just need to see more of what you did in the game as an individual versus what you did for Paul. And I just felt like he just did so much for Paul. And that's why my vote personally was, I can't vote for you, Josh, even though you did play a really great game. Like, you went from, like, snatching a golden apple to sitting here in the final two. So he came a long way, too. Like, he played a good game to make it to where he did. He, like, can't deny him that.
Yeah, I think, Josh, I think a lot of people... see, this is the thing, and I know that, and I know everyone. I was somebody who was like, oh my God, when is somebody gonna challenge Paul? I can't take it anymore.
Right, yeah.
But I also understand logically, you all believed that your relationship with Paul was the real one. So correct. Why would any of you, I mean, other than it's Big Brother and you should all talk to each other. But, I mean, I understand at least that all of you were really believing what Paul was selling and that you all, like, each couple was kind of his number two. Like that, yeah. I think that is a testament to Paul's gameplay.
For sure.
Overall. So, let me take this one. Would you have voted for Josh or Christmas? You get this question a ton, or you're getting it a ton too. Would you have voted for Josh or Christmas if that was the final two?
Voted for Josh or Christmas. At that point, I would have voted for Josh. Mm-hmm. I know that I love Christmas, and she went through a lot in that house, and to make it that far with having to go something through, like, surgery and all that. Like, that house is crazy without all of that. So I can only imagine going through that with surgery and, like, having to post that, being out of the house for 2 days. So she went through a lot, too. I just feel like that Josh played the game more because he was able to, and it wasn't Christmas's fault.
Right.
I would love to see Christmas go back and compete like the beast she is, personally.
I would, too.
I would love to see Christmas back on Big Brother and see what she can do. But for me, it would have had been Josh because, I mean... between the two of them, I think he played the game more. And that's, for me, that's what Big Brother is all about. Like, how did you play this game? What strategy did you use? And that's why I'm voting for you.
Well, and I will say, everyone, again, Christmas will be here tomorrow night, so we can talk to her about that and find out if she, what she would do, if she would play the game again or not. Do you feel like if it was Christmas versus Josh that a lot of people would have voted for Josh in that jury? Or do you think that people would vote for Christmas?
I honestly feel like Josh would have won it against Christmas too. I really, that's
I kind of
how
do
I feel.
too.
I mean, I can't speak for everyone.
Right.
But I mean, discussing it, even like jury roundtable, it was, Josh.
Yeah.
So I feel like either way, he would have won.
Okay, so, all right, let me ask you this now. A lot of people want to know now, postseason, you've said no hard feelings or real will towards Jody. What other castmates are you keeping in touch with, let's say? Like, are there any ones that you're looking forward to keeping in touch with now that the season's over? Or is it just kind of like Matt and Paul and who? I'll let you speak.
I mean, yeah, I want to keep in touch with as many as my Big Brother house guests as I can. Like I said, what happened in the house is gameplay, and what happens outside this house, we get to know each other on like a real life basis.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, Matthew,
Mm-hmm.
Paul. I mean, I've got Kevin and Christmas's number. Like, I just want to keep in touch with them and let them know like what's going on. I still have to get Alex's number. I love Alex. Oh my gosh, love her to death too. So for me, I just would, just like to get to know everybody on a in real life basis, and not like,
right.
Are you gonna put me on the block basis?
Right.
So.
Zajari wants to know, other than like other Big Brother, other than now being out of the Big Brother house, how are things going for you otherwise? Like, what is it like now being outside of the game? Are you adjusting well? I know some people are like, we still wake up with night terrors checking for mic packs and think we have to go do DRs. Like, how is it like now post season life?
It's been surreal. It's been unreal. Like, after I got out of the house, like, you get your phone back, your phone's going off, like all these text messages throughout the summer. And then you finally get to talk to your mom and dad, you get to talk to your friends, and they're asking you all these questions. And the next day you go out to eat, and you're like, can I do this? Like, I've been in sequester. I'm not allowed to do this by myself. So that was weird, just being able to like walk out of the hotel and go wherever I wanted to. It almost like gave me a panic attack. Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, like all these people. And so just the small things, it's hard to get used to. Like when I got back home on Friday and I got in my car and I had to sit there like, okay, give me 3 minutes before I drive this car. It's just weird, like what you have to do, like get back into the swing of things. And so I'm slowly starting to do that and like start replying to all this fan mail and like people in my Instagram messages, because you get so many.
Right.
It's so overwhelming because you go into the house not like that, and then when you come out, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a lot, but
and
fun.
And I'll say this because I realize it is very, I'm sure, stressful and overwhelming when you get out of the house. So for example, like the finale party, I'm not going to name names, but there were definitely people that said some of the house guests were very standoffish with them. But all I heard from everybody, like Juju and Susie, were there. They said that you and Matt were some of like the most gracious people to your fans, that you spend time with them, that you talk to them the whole night, that you were like a real fan of the game and a fan, for the fans. Like you were one of the fans with the fans being with the fans. So I love hearing that postseason when there are players that are nice to the fans, basically. So
I mean, they make the show. I mean, without Big Brother fans, there would be no one to watch it. So for me, it was really cool to know that someone watched me all summer and they wanted to meet me. So for me, like, I'm going to take my time to talk to them, get to know them better. What was their favorite part about the show, and just, get to know people. It's a cool experience, and you haven't talked to anyone. You've been locked inside the house, and then, you meet all these wonderful people that all they want to do is talk to you. I feel like, you owe them that. And I love my fans, and I love all the fans of the show. So I just wanted to, give them a good time and be like, look, I'm a real person. Like, I am just Raven. I am not like anything big. I'm just normal, just like you.
Leslie Kelly 4 says, you were concerned about your mom's surgery when you were in the house. You talked about it on the live feeds. Is that over? How did it go? Is your mom okay?
So yeah, my mom did have the surgery. She is doing better. She's still trying to heal from it. She's not healing very well, plus because she's got an infection in her stomach. Yeah, it's not very fun. So she's going through a lot with that, but she's a strong woman. So now that I'm here, I'll help her get through it, and maybe she'll heal faster now. that her baby
Good.
girl's home.
Good. Oh, fine. I guess I'll take this question from Twitter. It's from Raven Fan BB19, whatever your name is. I don't care. And it's, what is the favorite thing that you and Matt did during the week that you two spent in California together? Go ahead. Talk about my boyfriend more, Raven.
I mean, okay. We can share. You can have him like 10% of the time, as long as I get 90.
I'll take it. I'll take anything. I'll take 1%. No, go ahead. Yeah.
Our favorite thing, for me, I'm not gonna speak for Matthew, but my favorite thing that I did with Matthew outside the game was we went down to San Diego and we just walked the pier and we walked the city, and it was just so chill. It was so relaxing. It was a beautiful day. And then we went to the beach and we had this, I don't even know, like the biggest margarita I've ever seen in my life. Oh. And it was insane. And then we walked on the beach and it was just such a perfect day because the weather was nice. We didn't have, like I said, we were used to like all these cameras and like people being around us. And so it was just good to get to know each other outside of the game and know that, you know, we have this connection outside of Big Brother, not just in the house. Well, now, and I cannot believe this. Like, we're almost at an hour. So this is what I need to tell everybody. Of course, quickly, don't forget to fan us here so that you are notified when we go live. And again, we are literally live every single night this week. Get it. With a different house guest. Currently, the #1 fan for the Stan First Aid Kit from Raven. Oh my God, she's always getting injured. Always getting injured in that house. So far, the #1 fan is Susie. You got about 4 minutes left, Susie, to hold on to your #1 fandom. And we're going to get to all of where people can find you, because I have a lot of questions that people want to know about your social media and all stuff like that. And then, yes, patrons, we will be live for the after show with you guys. Yay! What was your favorite moment in the house? You get this question, or you've gotten this question like a ton of times on this show. What was your favorite moment in the house if you could only pick one? Oh my gosh, there are so many good moments in the house. Like, you go in there and everything is just so much fun and like you're connecting with the people. I think one of my favorite moments, just to get to know everybody, when everyone sit down at the table and we had the first home cooked meal together, it was surreal because everyone started talking about where they were from and what they did, and everyone was laughing and just had a great time. And it was the beginning of the show. So you're thinking to this point, like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually on Big Brother. And we're all sitting at the Big Brother table. There hadn't been like an eviction yet. So it was just a surreal moment to know that here I am. I'm at the table. Right. I'm being filmed 24/7. And I couldn't imagine people I don't know. I couldn't imagine that as a fan. Okay, now Raven. Oh. You being, Southern. I know. It's terrible. I have a bone to pick with you. Okay. I'm going to let you make me all the Southern food that you want. But and I know people might not be able to tell, as an Italian, am like, what were you doing to the meatballs? You need someone to show you. I will show you a good Italian meatball recipe, Raven. Now. Okay. There is a reason that I bring this up. Somebody that you may know in the chat room. There's a lot of Big Brother people in the chat room, I've been told. But this is one that you might know. The BB homie, I think his name was Ramses, wants to know, what was your chicken parm recipe? Because it was freaking delicious. Oh, Ramsey, I love you, dude. Oh my gosh. My chicken parm recipe. So yeah, I cook all the time. It's something that I love to do. So, you know what? I might have to just write it down and post it on my Instagram so everyone can experience it. It was Matthew's favorite thing I cooked. That actually is one of his favorite foods as well. So, Ramsey, keep an eye out for it. I might just tweet it out there and let everyone experience some of my chicken parmesan. Did you just say that Matt's most favorite food is Italian and he loves chicken parm? You heard correctly. It's my favorite food too. Oh, weird. Oh, so weird. Becky, or let me try and do some of these super quick. Becky in Minnesota wants to know, how relieved were you to get the have not pass? I was super relieved, and Thor was super happy about it too. No, don't do that. Regina Bros wants to know, when will you do another Instagram live? Do you have any plans to do another one? I do have a plan to do another one, so keep a lookout for that. I will tweet it out before I go live, so everyone can tune in and see what's going on in the life of me.
Well, let's talk about that then. Let's talk about your social media. So, obviously, your Twitter is Walton Raven. It's above you. If people want to follow you, they can follow you there. What's your Instagram?
It is the same, actually.
Oh,
so the Instagram is the same. That's I know, right? It's easy peasy. Walton_Raven. Go follow me, check it out, and I'll be posting some more dance videos, and so I'm excited about it.
I will post the links to Raven's social media below this edited video after. Is there any other social medias that you want people to follow you on, whether it be Snapchat or like, is there any
Snapchat.
other?
Yeah, for sure. My Snapchat is Raven-Walton.
Okay.
So follow me on there. I put crazy stories with my best friends, and like, I am a random person, so there'll probably be a video of me like doing flips in Walmart. So
okay. What about? I saw people were asking in the chat room. What about a PO box? Do you have a PO box yet? Are you getting one?
I do. I have a PO box. It's in my Instagram. It's in my information, so you can find my fan box there, and I will respond to you.
Okay, so you can get that from there, or again, we'll put it below this video. All right, I'm going to take one last question, and then I'm going to give you the floor one last time. Mini Manda Panda wants to know, who was your favorite non-house guest that came into the house this season? So I think Nicole came in, Derek came in, Bobby Moynihan came in. Like, you had a lot of people that visited the house this season. Who was your favorite that visited the house, being a fan of Big Brother?
Oh my gosh, that's hard. For me, I love them all, but when I met Nicole, she was so cute, and she was just so nervous, so she was just like she was on the show, and so that was refreshing to see, and she was just fun, and I was so like excited because I just watched you win, and now I'm meeting you, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So okay. No comment.
Oh, you're like,
no comment. Okay, I want to give you the floor, Raven, to say whatever it is. Like, obviously, you had hundreds and hundreds of people watching you right now live. You do have a lot of people that support you. You do have a lot of people that love you and are fans of yours. So I want to give you full screen to say whatever it is that you want to say to all of your fans.
Okay. Well, hello, all my fabulous fans and supporters. I just want to say a big thank you for supporting me all through the summer, even through the hate and the hashtag, and having my back and spreading love and not hate. It's so easy when you come out of this game to like talk about other house guests or just, be upset and attack the trolls on Twitter. I didn't need to do any of that because I know that I have everyone's love and support with you guys watching me, and the fan mail has been unreal, and like the sweet messages mean a lot to me. It's weird to think I have fans, and that's really cool. And so I'm just glad that hopefully that I could inspire someone out there that is going through like chronic illnesses or whatever you might be going through. Like, if I can do Big Brother, you can do something too. So create a bucket list, go out there and do what you want to do. And like I said, thank you for the love and support because it means a lot. It's been a crazy summer, but a fun summer. And so I can't wait to see what happens from here. And you'll be hearing a lot from me through my Instagram, and more dances to come, guys.
More dances to come. Have you seen any of the videos? My favorite, and I'm even not being funny, I really watched it like 12 times, was when you were like washing you were like doing the pots and pans and stuff, and you were dancing around the kitchen, but so many people put their own song to it. And I liked the one that was, I think Wrecking Ball, maybe. I forget what they did. If you haven't seen any of those, I'm sure somebody will tweet it at you, or we could tweet it. But it's just so funny how like people can literally make the music like line up so perfectly to the things that you're doing. It's very
people are talented.
People are. Well, everyone, don't forget to follow Raven on all of the places that she mentioned. Of course, all the links are below this video for those of you that are going to be watching it back. I will see you back here tomorrow night at, I believe 7 p.m. Live with Christmas. And if you want to know what
Christmas
Matt
joy.
thinks, if you want to know what Matt thinks about all of this, he'll be here on Sunday night at 6 p.m. And I think, Raven, over on the Patron show now, I think I'm going to record a question for you to ask Matt. So like we'll surprise Matt with a question from you on his show.
it.
I like it too. We're gonna go head on over to the Patron after show, everyone. Everyone in the You Now show, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Congratulations, Sammy, for being the #1 fan. You're winning the autograph.
Yay!
Congratulations, Sammy. We will see you guys all later. Thanks so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Bye, everybody. Bye guys.